Hi, it's Paul from globaltradingsoftware.com, and this is a scalping video. This is oil scalping. I'm using the Motivewave platform to show this, but what I'm using the new volume behavior software. We've now have got that for Motivewave, and it colours the candles in. So when you see lots of green candles together, each candle has higher volume. So an up candle with higher volume. So these are accumulation candles, so that it's going to move up. And then red is each candle, it prints red, 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 red. The volume is increasing to the downside. Each candle has more volume than the previous candle. And then we can see these cyan candles here. They have they're down candles, but they're lower volume. And then grey candles are up candles with less volume. I'm going to talk about how to use them when scalping, along with our EMA Cloud, which is set to 34, and our bias indicator down here at the bottom. The bias indicator looks on a higher time frame automatically and tells you whether that bias is bearish, which is red, bullish, which is green, and neutral, which is the yellow. So CL 1 minute scalping. Okay, so while we are going green to yellow to red to yellow to red to yellow to green on the bias down at the bottom here, we're not excuse me, we're not really got that full it's indecision. There's lots of neutrals and bullish and bearish in there, but then when we've got neutral, combining we get two red candles here, two red candles. So that means we're coming down. We've got cyan, cyan, red, red. So the volume's starting to increase. We've got the bias indicator turning red. We're below the EMA Cloud. Good entry here, 733. Yeah, just below this first red candle. Stop reasonably aggressive at 73.42. So it's above the EMA Cloud. You could make that a little lower here, around about 41, just above the EMA Cloud of where you enter. So remember, scalping, you still need stops. They need to be tight. And then what we do is we're getting the trade, and we're seeing. Let's talk through this now. We've come to test the EMA Cloud. We've got a green, then a grey. So we got this one candle wonder, I call it, of this increased volume to the upside. Then it went grey, then it went red. So the volume was increasing to the downside. Then cyan, so down candle, less volume, but then red, red again. Cyan, cyan, red, red, red. So you can see here we're getting more. Bias is bearish. We're getting lots of down candles, good red ones in there. Then we get a pullback to the EMA Cloud. So we get 1, 2, 3 green candles, but then we go grey. We get a couple of more green candles. So usually if I get 3 green candles on the fourth one, I would get out, but then we got grey. So it's like a roller coaster. It's getting to the top. It's got lots of power going up there, but then it sort of runs out of juice. Then we get some more volume coming in, but it's not pushing any more highs. Starts to come down again, and then the speed starts to build up against that volume. We're going red, 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 red. We've got a bit of grey there, a nice little bump up, but it's coming down again. Red, cyan, red, cyan, red. And then we've got a little move up on that roller coaster again, where we've got grey, grey, green, so increased volume, but grey, green, green. But then we have the gap down with red, red, cyan, red. So with all of this momentum's picking up. You can see on this green candle here, we had a yellow neutral bias. So if my bias stayed neutral for one more candle or went to green, I would get out around about break even. Our stop is still in place. It's not been taken out, but then we get this move. So we're getting lots of red candles, lots of cyan candles. We've got one grey in there, one candle wonder, one green in there, one candle wonder. Let's move it forward. We come down, keep coming down, but then we start to run out of juice. So we get these indecision dojis, one with high volume, one with low volume. Then we get up candle grey. Okay, but we're still bearish bias here. But then we get in grey, grey, green, green, testing the EMA Cloud here. But then we get to we get another red candle. We come down again. But now this is where these the volume behavior candles come in a lot. So even though our bias is bearish, we can see we get 1, 2, 3, 4 green candles now. So that momentum is building up to the upside, and that we're getting lots more volume coming in. So we need to get out just above this pivot, 73.03. That's 30 ticks, $300 trade on that 1 minute. But now we want to be going long. We want to be considering a long because we're getting all of these green candles. We've not got the bias to get us in yet. Bias is on this candle, okay? So the bias gives us the green light here on this candle. So a 73.03, sorry, 73.36 entry. Stop would be just below the EMA Cloud here. And then we can see it goes sideways. Not every trade goes up or down straight away, it goes sideways. We come down to test this, but we get cyan, cyan, red, cyan. So we're getting the one candle wonder to the downside. We do get a bearish bias here, but we're not closing below the EMA Cloud. So we're using this as behavior. And then the bias goes back to bullish. We're in, going green, grey, grey. So they're up candles, lower volume, but then two big up candles that are green, so that's increase in volume each candle. Grey, green, grey, green, green. So we're getting more greens. We're going sideways again. Comes down to test the EMA Cloud. We're getting high volume down candles, but they're rejecting, making these dojis. Okay, so it's pushing off that EMA Cloud. Pushing off the EMA Cloud. Still bearish bias. Not really coming down here. We only get two red candles, then a cyan, and then a very small red candle. So that's increased volume, but doesn't break that little support. Starts to go back up again. We're still in that trade. $73.99, $74 it's just hit now, and that entry was at 36. So that's $640. So it's nearly $1,000 traded scalping oil by using these very cheap but very useful indicators together. The volume behavior candles, so you can understand that behavior, what's going off, the EMA Cloud, and the bias indicator. I'm going to put the links in the description to these three. I'm going to put the links to the Motivewave ones, but they're also available for Thinkorswim on the website, TradeStation, MT4, TradingView, NinjaTrader. So all these are available for all the platforms we develop for and used together very, very simply. I mean, you can use them for swing trading. I've just given a scalping example on oil in this case. So hopefully that helps. Some relatively cheap indicators, but combined together can make for a great little trading strategy for scalping when you've got time to sit in front of the computer and trade futures and things like that. Okay, thank you.